All right. Welcome to the Painfully Human podcast. Let's go. My name is Edward. I'm your host. Panis di mo alam. No? Awesome. Well, welcome. This is a podcast, and this is the first episode you guys are seeing of me by myself. I don't know if you can tell, medyo ngongo ako ngayon. Perfect timing to do a podcast that's gonna be on Spotify and YouTube and everything, but at least I'm being authentic. Oh, by the way, we can't adjust the cams for this, so I'm just gonna lift my leg. I ate bibimbap today, and I spilled on my pants. So if you guys noticed that, okay lang. Wala lang. Yan, there. Get it, Tristan? Do you guys see that? Wonderful stains. I'm just saying that because if someone sees that now or later on, well, it is what it is. At least I'm telling you guys the truth, which is why we're here today. Welcome to the episode that I'm titling "The Reason Why I Stepped Back from Showbiz." Panis! The producers didn't know this. Serene and Angge didn't know this. They're panicking low-key. To be clear, I didn't step out of showbiz. I took a small step back from showbiz. And I want to be talking to you guys about that all throughout the episode today. I don't know how long this is going. I just realized I'm still playing music on my phone. Sorry, Rafa. Our audio guy is like, oh, what are you doing? But I genuinely haven't written a script for today. So hopefully as I just tell you guys what's been going on, why my life has been the way it's been the last couple of years. I want to treat this like a family moment. Me and everyone here, part of the team, the PHP team, which we realized only after making the name that it sounds like Philippine peso, but it's Painfully Human podcast here on Painfully Human. Well, we all like family moments. Like as of the month we're shooting this, we're celebrating a lot of birthdays. We're celebrating a lot of things. A lot of us have a bunch of milestones that have happened, and we don't really do like I don't really do like a gift giving. Like we don't have a gift giving culture or like lifestyle. It's kind of like your presence is the present. Does that make sense? Like, oh, just coming to the hangout, that's kind of like, or coming to a dinner, that's the gift. And to some people, they don't like that. They want like a material gift or an act, and that's fine. But for me, I don't really do that as much. And why did I say that again? I said that because, well, yeah, I'm just celebrating a lot of things at the moment. But again, we live it out. I live it out. So I'm super going off track now, but we don't want to edit this. Sorry. Yeah, we don't say this often, but we don't edit a lot of our videos and our podcasts because we just want to keep it as real as possible. So the only time we'll edit it out is if the guest wants to edit something out. But let me get back to it. Let me draw back to why I'm doing this episode and why I titled it the way I did. Again, I didn't leave the industry, but I took a step back to do certain things. So where do I start? Lord, where do I start? Let me start with the why of why I'm doing this. I realized I've never had a moment in my whole career where I've really sat down and I've talked to people about where I'm at, why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to start with like something I was thinking. I take walks around my condominium. You will not know where I live. Please don't bother me there. It's a great place. A lot of families are there, and it's so peaceful. And they have this road that kind of curves around our condo. And I take walks there when I just want to quiet my mind. And yesterday, or 2 days ago, I was walking around kind of just trying to think about this episode, what I was going to say. Because as of this point, whether you might know or not, but we do a lot of interviews. We do a lot of conversations here. I like talking to people. I don't always like talking by myself. That makes sense. Like I don't like trying to think about this episode, what I was going to say. Because as of this point, whether you might know or not, but we do a lot of interviews. We do a lot of conversations here. I like talking to people. I don't always like talking by myself. That makes sense. Like I don't like, I feel greater getting to tell stories with someone than just being like, listen to my story. I will say this, and you'll hear me say this a lot. I'm not your teacher. I'm not your pastor. I'm not your preacher. I'm not your priest. So please don't treat me like any of these. I'm just the guy that honestly just loves Jesus and is trying to do the best he can. But I was walking around the condo just trying to figure out what I was going to say. And I don't know why I'm starting with this. I should probably be more structured in what I'm saying. But one thing I don't really like a lot is when people come up to me and ask me for pictures. That sounds like a douchey thing to say, and I think a lot of people are gonna get, yabang, you're right. You are right. But you know what I am? Other than artist, I'm a human. And I don't like transactionalism. What does that mean? I don't like it when someone comes up, uy, pa-picture. Sige, click. Cool. Then walks away. Where's like the human interaction with that? Now, if you come up to me, and this is, I've thought about this a lot. I actually mean this. If you were to come up to me in a mall, even if I'm rushing, and you're like, hey, I'm sorry, can I ask a question? Or hey, can we just talk for a minute? Like, or hey, how's your day been? Like, you know, if we just actually start a conversation, I will sit there and talk because I actually like that. I like enjoying. What I don't like is getting treated like a statue. So I don't know why I started with that. And to be honest, you guys can judge me all you want. I know about 100 different artists that feel exactly the same way. So that's the trick. If you actually want to have better core memories with someone that you look up to, don't ask for something from them. Give something to them. Give them a conversation. And that's why I wanted to start with having a conversation with you guys, an honest conversation with you guys. Because I think, this is hard for me to say, but I've had so many moments in my career where I haven't been honest. And I've had so many moments in my career where I'll say, there's like a 10% truth, and I'll make that the whole truth, just so I can hide my real intentions. Just because I don't, like, a lot of times in my defense, I didn't feel like the real truth would be received, or it's like it's not beneficial for my career. And to be honest, medyo pagod na ako sa mga ganun. I'm tired of that type of stuff. So that's why that's one of the reasons we created this podcast. So again, going back into it, I'm gonna need guys like a timer too, so I make sure I don't, maybe like every 10 minutes to make sure I stay on track. But the reason I do all this, and I wanted to share this story specifically before we go into the interviews, because again, you're gonna see us having conversations here with a bunch of different people, but I wanted you guys to know where I'm coming from as I have those conversations, and where we're coming from as a team, and as a group, as we share these stories to you. It starts with my story, to be honest. So again, Lord help me, I haven't planned. I feel like I've been so scripted my whole life, so I want to tell you straight up. I want to start in 2021. 2021, let's start January 1, 2021. That was my last big project. It was with Star Cinema. This was for acting, as an acting project. And that was with Marydale Entrata, aka my love team at the time, Mayward. And I'm just gonna, if you think I'm here for like Mayward talks, we're not gonna do that. We'll do that talk when my comes on the show one day, whenever that may be. Hey yo, that's gonna be an interesting one. But let's start there. Jan 1, 2021 was the launch of Princess Diaries. That was yeah, I know, right? It's not Princess Diaries, Princess Diaries. And that was the big movie. It was still in the middle of the pandemic, so it got released online. We spent months shooting that. And again, I'll leave I don't know. Maybe I can start with, maybe let's start with acting. To all the actors and actresses and directors and producers and crew out there, I have so much respect for all that. Like, I had an acting coach. The craft is hard. The lifestyle is hard. And I realized at that time, wait a minute, I don't feel like I'm doing, no, that's actually not true. I was about to say, I don't feel like I'm doing the craft justice, but I can't pretend like that's the only reason. So that's not the real reason. I want to be honest with you guys. This is not easy. Well, anyway, I stopped because I didn't love it and I didn't like it at times. And I feel like to do something that's really hard, you have to at least like it. And I was struggling at that time. Like, I imagine this. Let me paint the picture for you guys. We started, I think, in October. We were supposed to be in a hotel quarantine for like 5 days. And then we ended up being there for like 10 to 14 days because someone tested positive for COVID. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say stuff like that. I think it's fine. But yeah, and it was just staying in a tiny hotel room for that long. And then you move to a set, and it's a group of people. Like, I love them. Don't get me wrong. Alora, Kuya Pepe Herrera. We had Chi there. We had so many. Like, of course, my direct Barry. All these guys, amazing people. But then again, you don't know them. And I'm a type of person I love people, but I wasn't a people lover at that time. I've grown and healed and strengthened now. Um, but long story short, the reason I brought up that whole movie was that was the last big thing that I think a lot of people will think I did. And to that, I don't have a big ego. You're right. Like in terms of like show business stuff, that was probably like the last big project that I did. Um, and I don't know, it was weird. So I started hosting after that. One of the, I'll be real with you. I'm jumping topics here now. So if you like hearing stories, this is maybe the podcast for you. There's been a struggle that I've had in the last 4 or 5 years, which is I've never voiced this on a lie like out loud. I've only voiced this to a couple of people in my life. I've been afraid at times to be that artist that had a lot of potential, but is now washed out. If I can be real with you guys, I've carried that here and there. Like it's on. It kind of comes in waves at times. Like it lies dormant when you're living your normal life, and then I go back into work and inside ABS-CBN, and I'll carry that. Like, oh shucks, he had a promising career, and then he kind of messed it up, or he chose the wrong things, or he did this. And if people like honestly, if you're watching right now, and maybe there's some sentiments of that, to be honest, fine with me. And you're probably right. Because if you're thinking about the decisions I made a lot of decisions at the sacrifice of my career. And that is something that I want to talk about today. In 2020, my life completely shifted. I've told this story so many times, but I'll leave the main details for another time. My man and I can talk about all this, if she's cool with it. And like Jesus really came into my life at that point. And at this point, people might already start shutting off because like, oh, I've heard this story before. I've heard Christians talk about it. But it's really something that happened where I was really at the lowest point of my life. Didn't have much. And it was the point where I think I realized maybe show business, I'm okay walking away from it. And so since that point, obviously things have shifted. I'm going to skip a bunch now back to 2021. Because that 2020, beginning as of 2020 is when I kind of met Jesus. At beginning of 2021, it's like, okay, from crawling, you're starting to walk a little bit in terms of, being more secure in what I believe and encountering God and having that relationship. But why did I step back from show business? I should have practiced when I was saying this, guys. I did not have a game plan. Why did I do it? Again, I'm clarifying. I didn't leave. I'm still here. But I feel like I've stepped back in the traditional sense of what people would want me to do. I asked one of our pastors at church just yesterday, as of shooting this just yesterday. One of the things that he was prayed for me is like, Lord, I hope he knows that he doesn't have to explain himself to anyone. And that hit me because I was like, I feel like I do, but I don't. But I think I care about the people watching. This is actually, I want this to be like a conversation or a love letter to all the people that have kind of been there and have, one, either been frustrated with me, two, still been there with me, supporting me, or three, just curious. I remember there's a guy in my life, his name is Max. Max actually helped design this logo over here. You can't see it on the camera right now. Pan? No, I'm kidding. We'll insert a picture in now. But he helped me create this logo, and he told me about like how he grew up studying a certain, do you guys remember? It was architecture, and now he's a director for like commercials and music videos, from Moira de la Torre to who else he's done? The Juans to what was it? Morissette. Yeah, okay, I can't forget Morissette. So many different people, and he helped me with this project, and so it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people expect people in positions of influence or authority to know what they want to do. Guys, I entered showbiz at 16. I had no idea what the heck I'm doing. I look at half my not even half, most of my interviews online. I remember seeing this one clip of like, they're like, Edward, what is love? I'm like, I'm 16. I have no idea. And I said, love is a feeling. Oh, it's such a dumb thing. I don't know guys. I was on a pedestal. We don't know what the heck we're doing. And I hope that releases you guys, because I've walked onto a stage like with full authority, like I'm the host, this is my event, And inside, I'm like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I feel like I've had a lot of that in life. So again, going back to the topic of today, youth ministry. And again, my point, I'm not trying to evangelize everyone here when I talk about Jesus. So just let me tell my story, to be honest. I guess I can hear the keyboard warriors going at it already. I started in a youth ministry. I got super involved in that. I started serving every Saturday. That's why some people see me less at work, because every Saturday I was at this youth group. Favor Youth, I love you. You're amazing. This is a great part. Actually, Tristan, my videographer, is a product of Favor Youth. He grew up in it, right? Yeah. And then Serene is a youth leader there. And she started as a youth too. Angge, well, no, she's in a different ministry at church. But it was really life-changing for me, because let me be real with you. When you grow up in a place, I started at 16. When I grew up in a place in show business where immediately you're put in a position where you can have every excuse to not do the simple things. I had every excuse to not do the dishes at home, every excuse not to learn how to drive, every excuse not to learn how to pay my bills. Why? Because I was suddenly doing things that were so big that it gave me a reason to not have to care about that stuff. Mom, galing akong taping. 20 hours yung taping namin. You can wash the dishes. And my mom would, she would take that because she understands the weight. So imagine being like super secure in one area because suddenly you have the finances, suddenly you have a reason to like puff your chest out. Like you're that guy because you have fans around you. And then, but on the inside, like, you know that you haven't earned anything. Like, this sounds, my dad would tell me against this, but let's be real for a moment. I don't think I did anything special in PBB to earn it. That if I boast too much of what I do, I get like that's a dangerous thing for me because I didn't do much. Like even this podcast, I would love to say that we built this from the ground up. And if there's anyone who could say that they did that, it's probably me because I started the whole dream of it. But to be honest, God opened every single door. So it's not, I can't even say like I did all the work because like literally Rafa's there switching. Serene made this stuff. You know, I had people design, like I can't say I did everything. And then like the more and more you go in life, I think the more you realize you can't really say that ever. Like name a CEO who, yeah, he's bleeding it, but he's not still, I don't know, packaging stuff. I'm so off track right now. I'm already 25 minutes in. So I hope you guys are enjoying. Let me drink a little sip of Siesta coffee. Amazing drinks, by the way. Lord help me. But that's kind of where what happened, where I started getting super involved in this. And the point of me bringing that leg analogy is it gave me a space to train the really weak side. I was super not emotionally stable at that time. And I think a lot of people understand it, especially men. I'm not going to lie. Men, tell me if I'm wrong here because I need to make sure that I'm not the only guy. Like I struggled at least with like emotional consistency. So it's like I would swing from super happy to super low. And I feel like the people around me would never know how to be. It's like, is he okay or is he not? Like, what type of Edward are we getting today? And I heard someone say before, like the most amazing or one of the most amazing gifts you can give someone is your consistency. And when I heard that, I'm like, oh, dang, I can't do that. Like I show up tired sometimes. And then because I'm tired, I react like this or something like that. So learning, I'm not like church is a place where I really got to heal and I really got to grow. And don't get me wrong, it's not just a community, but community is part of it. And one of the most beautiful things, to me at least, is I would use showbiz to, again, give me an excuse or give me a shield to hide behind all the things that I was really scared of facing. I heard a quote, I don't know, maybe we could put the quote up. I don't even know who it's by, but it's a quote about one of the scariest things you can actually do in life is look inward, because you're going to be afraid of what you're going to find. And I realized I carried a lot of pain, and I don't know how to describe where that pain came from. I think a lot of it came from my childhood. And I thought in show business, a lot of things would change, or at least like it would be remedied. It would be healed. Like if I was insecure, it would be healed. But to be honest, it didn't really heal. Like it didn't really change. Actually, like if I had an insecurity of being like fat in front of people, I thought, man, if I'm on a billboard and I'm a quote unquote model, things would shift. But I'm not gonna lie, when I saw myself on a billboard, it's like I don't think I look good. And so it's like it didn't help and actually exposed it more. Like Angge is actually the only person here that's married. And I've heard this said before. Angge, just give me a thumbs up if it's right. Marriage doesn't heal problems that you have when you're single. It magnifies it, right? Angge's going like this right now. She's like, oh yeah. So it's kind of like that. It's like Showbiz put the magnifying glass over the insecurities of my life. And I didn't know how to deal with it. To be honest, I don't know how a lot of artists deal with it. I've asked so many people, and people either don't want to talk about it or, I don't know, they're perfect. Again, a life outside the industry, a life outside work kind of gave me a place to be like, all right, I suck here. Let me do this. And that's where I gained a deeper appreciation for Jesus in general, because it's like, imagine, here's my approach, at least this is my experience. I don't want to preach now. I'm not a preacher. But my experience is I would do a lot of stuff to run away from whatever pain I was feeling. Whether that be insecurity, worry, doubt, fear. Oh my gosh. Every time I hear I don't know, can I say the names of like messaging apps? Viber. When I would see Viber and I'd hear that ding. If you work, you know what that Viber sounds like, that ding. Every time I would hear that, I would begin to like panic. And I would do so many things to cope with that panic, because every time I got a Viber message, it was either my manager or my parents. Like there's no one else I had to talk to. I flew here. I didn't have friends. Like no one. And if they have friends, they're messaging me on like a messenger or something like that, Facebook, Instagram. So every time I heard a Viber, it's like either it's a new inquiry, and every time there's an inquiry means there's more work. And I don't know why. I didn't know how to cope with the pressure. I didn't know how to cope with, being in a space that I didn't feel like I was made for, supposed to be in. In fact, that's my wrestle with God a lot. It was like, God, why am I even here? I'll see people like, I don't know, shout out to my friends. I love them so much. Darren and AC. AC is so passionate about dancing. AC, you're amazing. I really believe that this girl can take over the world. Darren, phenomenal performer and singer, even host now. But like, they're passionate. They love what they do. And my wrestle for years is like, God, why don't I love what I do? And you can choose to love stuff. So like, that's where I'm at. Don't get me wrong. I will work. I will do events. I love people. Like I said, as long as there's people, I'll work on it. Please still employ me, industry. I need events. I need work. This podcast won't fund itself. But what I'm getting at is I don't feel like I'm made for it. You know what I mean? Like this is not all I am in life. I've walked around ABS being like, man, if I'm here for the next 10, 15 years and I'm doing stuff, shows, whatever it may be, is this like, I can't be all that life has for me. You know what I mean? And I feel like you'll feel that whether you're an artist or whether you're a CEO, like there has to be a higher reason to doing this. And so I want to bring it back to that youth ministry. I want to bring it back to ministry in general. Like ministry, basically, for all of these non-Christianese people, there's a language that Christians can speak, which is Christianese. It's basically an opportunity to serve. You help people, and you pour out something. You pour out yourself to help someone, to serve someone. And you realize that you end up more refreshed. And I can't tell you, it was weird for me. I really wish I had a script right now. But it was weird for me how serving really shifted my perspective on life in general. Because it's like, wait, I lived my whole life being served by, not whole life, but like my really functional years, 16 to 20. Those were my years without, in showbiz without Jesus. It's like, I'm receiving everything. Like we're at a point where we had endorsements every other week coming in. And like every time you get a message, it would say endorsement, like ... this brand, this is the scope, this is what they want. I wouldn't even look at that. I just saw the money that would be attached. I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I don't even care if I like the brand or not. Like this is absolutely, yes, please now. But then I was like, why I'm sadder. I'm like more anxious than I've ever been. Was there ever a climax? Probably, yeah. Probably many I don't think there was ever like one breakdown. Thank goodness I didn't have like a breakdown moment. But it would constantly leak, like constantly puno. So I would always like leak a little bit. And it got to the point where I was just consistently unhealthy. And a lot of people in showbiz at the time, I still joke with them now. To those that Danny Chongson from I Want ASAP, at Olive Zarate, like they're I Want producers, and just people I've been with. They know how it is. So long story short, this is an admission that I didn't know what I was doing, and I was trying my best to cope. So when I started getting to serve and I started getting a life outside of show business, I realized, whoa, there's a life outside of this. And there's more to it than life. So what have I been doing in the last couple of years? I'm trying to speed it up because I can hear the next guests outside. they're talking. Woo! Time limits. What have I been doing? I've been preparing for this. 4 years ago, I've probably talked about it in a series or whatever. So I'll keep it real short. I prayed for a dream, and I was like, oh God, I don't know what I'm doing in my life. And I did this. I felt like this was a dream that I had in my heart. And someone used to say a lot, like, you'll know God's in it when the hard things become easy and the easy things become hard. You'll know God. Sorry, let me do that again. No edits. You'll know if God is in it if the hard things become easy. And you'll know if God's not in it if the easy things become hard. Again, is that a rule of thumb? No. Is that Bible? No. But in experience, like, all of this, like, I can't even take credit. Like, so many people have come to help. So many people have, like, opened doors. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, so much has happened. So that was a dream that I had. And so a lot of people have asked, like, Edward, why are you not working as much in the industry? And I think here's what I would have to say. Every no to something is a yes to something else, and vice versa. So I was saying yes to what I felt the call of God was on my life, which is to serve people. And again, people can say, well, you get to choose how you serve and stuff like that. But I just felt such a life. And the people here in this room, they know, like, I don't know. They know, like, I don't know how to even explain it. There's just such a life to getting to do what you feel you're called to do. And if you get that in singing, if you get that in serving fish balls, if you get that in, setting up lights or doing videography, that's great. To me, unfortunately, I didn't always feel that in the industry that I worked with. And, oh gosh, please, I really hope I get jobs after this. Please hire me. But God will provide either way, even if you don't. I didn't get that. And so that's when I was like, maybe calling is coming into play here of, maybe I'm designed for something more than this. I heard someone say before that the more healed you are, the less ambitious you are. That's not saying and I'm saying, like, ambition, there's a healthy side to it. I want to do great things. Don't get me wrong. I want to do great things with my life. I want to leave a legacy. I want my kids and my next generations to be looked after by me. You know what I mean? I want to do big things in this world. I want to leave my mark. But I want to leave my mark for a purpose that's not just my name. But at the same time, what I mean by those who I was super ambitious at the beginning. But the reason I brought up that quote is because I think I was ambitious for covering up or filling what I felt was wrong in me. So, like, I heard someone say to me recently, hey, I'm still hungry now. And he's older than me. And he's like, I'm still hungry now. And I was like, I get it. I understand where he's coming from. But for me, I'm like, I'm content now, though. Do I need to be hungry for something more when I'm content? And again, I don't know what my point is in saying all this. My point is, I'm saying I just feel like if I'm happy with what I have now, why do I need to sacrifice what I'm happy with now to get more of something I don't want or need that you're telling me that would make me more content with what I have now? Does that make sense? Like, there's a story that I heard on Instagram about a Mexican fisherman and an American that comes up to him. And the Mexican fisherman fishes every day, catches a big fish, brings that fish home, sells it at the market, takes the other half, eats it with his family, then spends the rest of his night hanging out with his kids, playing guitar by the fire. American comes in and says, hey, you should catch more fish. And he says, why should I do that? So you can earn more money. Why do I need that? So you can enjoy more life with your family, your kids, and play guitar by the fire with your friends. He's like, why would I need to do that? I already have everything I need. And so I don't know what this sounds like to you guys. But I don't know. It's just me trying to figure out. The last 4 years have been me trying to figure out what I want to do with my life and why I'm here, why I'm on this earth to begin with. Am I on this earth to start a podcast? Probably not the only reason, but part of it. I think this is a dream come true. What have I been busy with in the last couple of years? I've been busy growing up. Like, I've been learning how to pay bills, guys. Like, not, Mom, can you pay the bills? Here's the money. That's cool. Yabang mo. Like, you know what I mean? That was like, ooh. But I've been learning how to do stuff by myself. Been learning how to do the laundry. And again, this sounds trivial to other people, but hear my story. Like, I didn't have to do this stuff growing up. I had to learn how to use a T-mark on set, how to use my peripheral vision to see stuff that weren't happening so I could learn how to act. And I had to learn how to memorize scripts and, handle myself in front of big people. I had to learn how to interact with big names and politicians and bosses. I had to learn how to, I don't know, keep my privacy when everyone was trying to get into it. I had to learn boundaries and how to not trust. I learned how to smell someone fake from someone who's real. I had to grow up quick. And to be honest, I'm not saying I'm special. I'm actually saying that because I know there's a lot of people out there that had to grow up quick, especially here in the Philippines. If you're listening to this abroad, I know it's not uncommon. Like, we got to grow up quick sometimes, especially when we're in positions where we have to grow up quick. And so I'm not trying to say I'm more special than anyone else. In fact, I'm trying to say I think we actually have similar stories in so many ways. Where when you're put in a position to grow up quick, I feel you grow up not really being a kid. And to all the Filipinos out there, I know this is so common. It's unfortunate. I heard J.K. Labao, Juan Carlos, say this on Idol recently or in the last couple of months. He talked about how sad it is when, I'm paraphrasing here, but he was talking about how kids are a retirement plan for their parents, right? And to some of you that might already be triggering. I hope it's not. I'm not saying my parents were that way. I'm very blessed. But I've had my wrestles with that, like, and so what was my last point? Serene, what was I talking about? But yeah, I mean, all of this, it's a unique lifestyle to live. And I promise you guys next time I'm actually going to come up with a flow so I can get my thoughts out more structured. What I've been doing in the last couple of years, I've been trying to grow up. I've been trying to figure things out. And to anyone watching, I think this is actually the perfect episode to start off. Because just like I walked into this podcast, unfortunately, with no plan. That's kind of how the last 9 years of my life have been. I haven't had a plan, but by the grace of God, man, I don't know why I'm here. Like, I don't know, like, by the grace of God, I'm still here. And I think whether you believe in Jesus or not, like, just hearing, I don't know, your life, your stories, you're probably going to look back and like, man, I don't know how the heck I got here, but I'm still here. And I believe there's purpose in that. So I want to end it with probably a couple more thoughts. We're still figuring things out, guys. This is probably one of the messiest stories I'll tell, or the messiest episodes we'll have. But my heart was really like, I just wanted to talk to you guys, share where I'm at. At the moment, I live alone. As of recording this, my mom is staying with me because she got a appendectomy, which is appendicitis, a surgery for the appendicitis. So even like looking after her, paying for hospital bills, I don't know, for all the men out there, I think there's something where we always think about how we're going to react under pressure. And that was one of the moments where, we have to get her to the hospital. I felt really calm, but I'm just learning to be a man. Like in show business, I don't feel like you get taught how to be a man, which is not the goal. Like, you're not in show business to learn how to be a man. There's other ways to learn. But like, I never knew how to be a man. I didn't know that just because you open the door for a girl that you're, it's like, if there's one thing I've learned, and Lord knows how I've battled with this. I think every person, but to all the men out there, they're going to hopefully feel seen by this. Like, we fight our private battles. And a lot of men, I think we're defined by how we fight our personal battles when no one is watching. So I've fought a lot of personal battles that Showbiz hasn't known. Living in the public eye, like you guys will never see. And I'm very open to sharing them. I wish people like we should probably do a segment one day, guys, like about getting questions from people. My goal, if you're listening to this right now, my goal is really like I hope you hear a guy that doesn't pretend that he's perfect. I really don't think I am. I think I'm very far from it. And if you can relate in any way, hey, hit me up. Like, let's send in. Let's do this together, man. Let's figure this out. I'm just very blessed, and let me end on a good note. I'm very blessed that I just have good people around, and I know that not everyone has that, but I'm not gonna. I found that in church. I think there are people that are gonna call me out. It's a weird thing to go through life with the circumstances that we have, whether in showbiz or whether you had to be a working student. I just saw this story of a boy that grew up in the hardest of lifestyles, having to share half an egg with his brother. That's the only thing he had in a day. And he would give a side eye to his brother when he took the larger piece of the yolk. And that graduated from UP, like honors. And he said a controversial statement. I don't know if you're watching this, I mean, great story. Great job for overcoming it. Overcoming it. He said like, hey, hopefully, like he basically spoke to the parents and said, don't make someone go through what I went through. Like, don't have kids if you're going to bring them into a hard lifestyle. Do I agree with that statement? Not really, but I'm telling a story. Like overcoming, it's hard. So whether you're someone in showbiz or that type of lifestyle, or you've just gone through a lot of crap, it's okay, I guess. My encouragement is it's all right to still be on a track where you're figuring it out. I wish I could have a podcast right now, and this is so different than how I thought I'd be talking today. It's so different than what I expected, but if you're still not sure, it's all right. And I wish I could give you guys all the answers. I wish I had the answers for my own story, to be honest. But let this episode be a invitation to figure it out together. It sucks to be human. It can be painful sometimes. But hey, we'll figure it out together. So why did I leave showbiz? I didn't. Number one, I didn't. Number two, I stepped back as I found purpose in other things. I'm still there. I'm still working. If you need an events host, please message me on Instagram. But if you need prayer, message us. You know, if you need community, like we'll try and build one through this, but also find your nearest church, man. Like that's my thought. I mean, not everyone is perfect. There are cults out there. Please be careful. But like, you know, we need people, and we'll do this together. Dang, I have waffled on the whole for 45 minutes already. Is this good? Is this actually good content? Really? I think it sucks, to be honest. Okay. Serene, do we have a heads up? Okay, we're not ending yet. Did we end yet? Not yet. No, we're not ending yet. Let me try and figure out a good note. Oh, let me update you guys on a couple of life stuff. I finished Bible college. Yeah! It's the first time I've graduated anything. I started showbiz at 16. I'm 25 now. Oh my gosh. That's 9 years. I started August 6, 2016, and now we are here recording. Yes, Tristan, you can do it. I know what you're about to do. You can do that. You guys will figure out in just a second. Sorry, I haven't. Yeah, let me rapid fire update you guys. So, okay. From 2021, probably I started really getting into ministry, doing a bunch of stuff. It's the reason I got this tattoo on my leg. Can you guys see it? Can we awkwardly zoom in to my crotch area? No. Just this leg. Hey, well, that's a tattoo right there. Yeah. That's the old logo of the conference. The reason I got that tattoo, a lot of people think, I don't know how you guys feel about tattoos, but I'm okay with them. The reason I got that tattoo is because the conference name was counterculture, which means whatever culture there is, we're going against it. And I felt like it resonated with me so much. Me and a bunch of other dudes actually got the same tattoo. We're not a cult. It's not like a ritual that we do. We just all felt like, whoa, we want to be countercultural. Like, if there's a culture of fatherlessness in the Philippines or corruption or a lack of integrity, we want to be the guys that have integrity, and we are counter the culture of whatever it is. So I'm saying I was part of that. That really helped me grow because I got to help with like the programs and the activities that we did, all of that type of stuff. So that helped me because I learned how to do like a run sheet. I learned how to think, not just like a host or like an artista that's always like, you know what? When you're an artist, you're so pampered, man. Like, you get on stage, they hand you the mic. Oh, ang hirap ng buhay mo. There are dudes that woke up at like 3 a.m. to set up the stage you're standing on, to set up the LED, to put the cameras, to adjust so that you can look nice. Like, I'm annoyed at the moment because that was me. I was like, oh, my life's so hard. But again, I didn't know better. So anyway, so that's where I grew I grew so much respect for production and crew. Like, it's so hard, guys. Like, this is this right now talking, the easiest job. Like, we set up for how long is it? Like 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours just for me to sit and talk into a microphone. Started doing that, back 2021 through 2022, 2023. I really felt, when did I do college? Started 2024. 2023, end of 2023, I was like, I really want to do this Bible college. I wanted to do it for years. It's called Favor College. You get a degree when you finish. It's by Alpha Cruz, is a university in Australia. Yeah, like, and so I did that throughout 2024, mid 2024, up until July 2025, and I'm done now. Graduated August 17. Yeah, that was fun. We'll put up a picture now of that. Tristan's gonna have a headache editing this. Yeah, let's do like a picture here, a picture here, a picture here, and here. But that was really big for me because like I grew so much. The reason I did the Bible college, everyone has a reason for it. It's not like I'm not a pastor now. Like, I'm not on staff at a church. I like, that's so important. I say that to everyone here. So don't go calling me pastor or anything like that. I did that to really grow my character. I feel like my character needed work. I feel like I wasn't reliable enough. So I just wanted to work on a lot of stuff. I wasn't resilient enough, and I feel like I've come out a lot stronger in that. And honestly, I want to share so many stories. Maybe we should probably have specific topics like emotional resilience. You know, how to trust yourself, how to not be a yes man. Let's have an episode like that. But now, throughout that time, I moved out 3 times actually, and I moved into a place last October that I live in now, and I really love. So even that, it's just growing up. Like, I wish I could. If you expected such juicy tales of like why I hate the showbiz industry, what it did to me. No, I'm sorry, I don't have stories like that. I wish I did. It would make me seem like a superhero. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my moments, and not everything was pretty, but this is more of a story of a guy that got, just ended up in a position that I wasn't ready for, and by the grace of God, I'm still here. And I had to learn how to grow up, and I'm still growing up. And again, I want to do that journey with you guys. My goal today is to let anyone know, I don't know. Let's just do this together, man. You're not alone if you haven't figured it out yet. Please don't put a premium on figuring it out. It's overrated. And my main thought is this: at the end of my life, one day, when I stand before God, He's not gonna ask me, nakailan teleserye ka? He's not gonna ask me what I did, or how many interviews I had, no amount of podcasts. He's gonna ask me, did you know Jesus, and did you build my kingdom? That's scriptural, right? Pop in the verse right now. And I just want to hear the words, well done, good and faithful servant. And one of the reasons of starting this podcast is to reach you, whoever you are. I want to know who you are. I want to hear your story. Feel free to reach out with it. But I want you to know that If you haven't figured it out, it's all good. I haven't either. I don't think we're going to figure it out till the day we die. I don't think we're going to be fully grown or healed or strong until the day we die. But it's a journey to behold and it's a journey to be loved. It's a journey that makes us painfully human. So with that being said, thank you guys for joining us. This is I don't know what episode this is. We're planning it, but thank you so much to Revibe Culture. Oh my gosh, I could tell you stories about how much I love this brand. One of one clothing, sustainable, actually saving the world through this. Thank you to Siesta Coffee for being a place that we can call home. I really mean it. Paula, Ryan, you guys are phenomenal. I wanted to do this, but in celebration of my first solo episode. Come here, Tristan. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Now I get to do this. Is this a good spot right here?
Yeah. Smack down in the middle.
That's actually not my signature, but that looks kind of cool.
Well, wait here.
Painfully human, everybody!
And wait here.
Wait, where?
We're just gonna get something really quick.
What are we doing? Oh, I saw the cake that you guys brought in anyway. You guys didn't hide it very well. Oh, take na yan. Oh, it blew out! Aww.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Just. Happy birthday to
Sarahe! Guys, it's here! We're finally here! Okay, let's pretend that we're perfect and the air
Blowing into the
birthday to okay na yan. Love you guys. Sana dito. This is come from our budget, sorry. No.